YouTube streets. Yo, yo, yo. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. This is your home girl, Arabia Barbosa. 914 Westchester County, New York, coming to you with another live video real quick. Now, shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. You know what, you guys? Let me tell you something. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Shout out to the chat and shout out to the replay. For the people that might hear this later on. I'm doing this video before I have to get up and get on that damn bus this morning because I decided to take the bus. I decided not to walk anywhere. I've decided to take the bus. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Yeah. I am so glad. I am so glad someone else said the same thing I've been saying for years. I am so thankful, and I'm starting to wonder why other people are not saying anything. I'm starting to wonder why other people are not saying anything. Why it's only a very few of us that's actually speaking up. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. I just got finished watching a video that Sister T did yesterday. Now, yesterday, as I was waiting at the bus stop, I had clicked on to two different videos. One for the bishop, okay, and then after that, I clicked on to Sister T. And I was watching the video, I was listening to the video. So when I came home, I watched other content that's on this platform and on other platforms, but then I went back to the Sister T video, and she was saying it correctly. And I'm glad Sister T said something. And this is the same thing I've been saying for years. She mentioned the fact that a lot of people don't give a damn about their children. And I'm telling you from personal experience, that is correct. A lot of people don't give a fuck about their kids. Not the mothers, not the fathers. Because a lot of people are not built. They were not really made to be parents. I don't even know why the universe would allow these people to procreate, to bring children to the world, to birth children. Yo, she said it so beautifully. She said, when you don't do what you're supposed to do as a parent, what ends up happening, the children either go and live with distant relatives or they end up in the custody of the state, which is the government. And the government don't give a damn about your kids. The government puts those children in a pathway of danger. Those kids get raped, those kids get beat, those kids get everything done to them. Everything is done to them. And I have been all over social media in the last couple of weeks, and other people are speaking up. that have experienced the same thing I experienced. My abuse started at 9 years old, sexually. And the thing is, when I met my biological parents years later, they had all kinds of fucking excuse as to why they didn't do their fucking job. Why they didn't do what they were supposed to have done. Everyone wants to get on me about, well, Arabia, you're supposed to be doing this, you're supposed to be doing that. Well, when I last looked, I don't have 5 children in the world that's floating in someone's foster care system. You got some mugs that have 5 children and allow all 5 children to go into the fucking system. That is fucked up. Black people should be ashamed of their fucking selves, but they're not ashamed. They make all kinds of excuse as to why they couldn't do their job, which was to be a parent. Nobody told these people to have unprotected sex. Nobody told these people to carry on a pregnancy for 9 fucking months. You had 9 fucking months to make up your mind about what you wanted to do with not only your life, but with the lives of your children. These bitches come up with all kinds of fucking excuse. You got 9 fucking months to make up your fucking mind. Or you got 9 fucking months to get yourself together so you can give birth to your child and you can be able to take care of your child. Matter of fact, children should be planned. They should not be a mistake. Children should be born in the safety of people being married already, people being committed to each other already, people loving each other already. A lot of these kids, they're not created in love. They're not created in fucking love. And I'm not talking about what's going on now. I'm talking about something that happened 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 60 years ago. Because the same thing keeps happening, generation after generation after generation. And there's some people say, well, the foster parents really do take good care of those kids. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. That's a lie. A lot of those people don't give a fuck about those kids. They only want the fucking money. They are concerned when their checks are coming. And trust me, or late. Who pays the price? The children. The children. But nobody gives a fuck about the children. They only give a fuck about their own damn selves. These family court judges don't give a fuck. The lawyers don't give a fuck. The biological parents don't give a fuck. And I got some people in my family that actually think it's funny that my father was addicted to drugs. They really think that shit is funny, that my father was addicted to drugs. You know what? My father had 3 children. There was 3 of us. Okay? Me and my brother, we was raised together. Because I got a brother that's only a year younger than myself. The other brother came 15 years later, but that was from a different woman. So me and my brother, we had our mother. The last child had his own mother. It was 2 different worlds with the women. My mother hated her children. That woman did not hate her child. That woman decided to let my grandmother and them raise that child. I met that child years ago when he was still in school. I was already grown, because you got to remember, I got the kid by 15 years. 15 years. My Aunt Ernestine raised my youngest brother while me and my brother went into the fucking system. But by the time we were born, because we came first, we came before the last child. So my aunt was like, what? In her early 20s by the time we came into the world, okay? By the time we got adopted, she was way in her 20s by that time. You know what I mean? She said she watched us go. She didn't like it. She didn't feel it was fucking right. But she watched us leave. They came in my grandmother's house and snatched us. You know why? Because my selfish bitch-ass mother bitch, that punk bitch, didn't want to have nothing to do with us. She was trying to destroy my father and my father's family. Did she succeed? Yes. She succeeded. Even though we met the people years ago. I met my people at 30 years old. By that time, it was already too late. Everything was set in stone. There was no amount of, let me spend time with Arabia. Let me give Arabia some money. Let me do this. It was already too late. How can you make up for 28 years of fucking separation? How can you fucking make up for that? You can't. You allowed people to come in. You allowed the enemy to raise your children. And then they got the nerve to talk about black power, black beauty. Both of my parents was talking that black beauty, black power bullshit when they should have been taking care of home. A lot of people that become active in social activism, usually they neglect their children. But the ones that are poor, the ones that are working every day, need not join certain groups or religious organizations. My mother was with the Nation of Islam from 1968 all the way to 1974. She left the Nation of Islam. As long as she was there with them, what was going on in the house? I was still living with my mom. My brother was still living with my mom. My oldest sister was still living with my mother. We were not put in foster care at that particular time. But as soon as she left the Nation of Islam, that's when certain things started happening in that fucking house. I know about my older sister leg being broken and my father being blamed, and why my father didn't go to jail. You know why he didn't go to jail? Because he had an uncle. Matter of fact, a man that's married to one of my grandmother's sisters, her husband was a police officer. He was a detective at that time. He had already made detective. So he made sure that my father didn't get charged with child abuse, child endangerment. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. I just can't get over what somebody told me today in a fucking text message. They're not even brave enough to pick up a phone and say, well, let me talk to Arabia, X, Y, and Z. Shout out to the chat. Because we got a lot of people that are cowards. Grown men, grown bitches, fucking cowards. A relative, a blood relative at that. Because a lot of them resent the fact that me and my brother is back in the fold. They resent it. And now that my grandmother is dead and gone, certain people in that fucking family think they can take advantage of not me, but my brother. And he is so thirsty. I think he will be 10 times worse than what I was, a few years ago. Shout out to the chat. That's why he stopped speaking to me. When I was with Birdman, my brother stopped speaking to me because he knew that I was going to find out about certain relationships he's having now with certain family members that are blood related. He should not be helping. He should not be doing anything for these people. Because 20 years ago, nobody said, here go 300, my man. Here go 500, my man. Let's keep in touch with each other and we'll work something out. But people will put you in a position where something will go wrong, then they will immediately get up and blame you. That's why I try to warn my brother over the weekend. Over the weekend. He didn't want to listen. He will listen when the shit hits the fan. But yeah, I'm really glad that Sister T did the video that she did this afternoon. I'm really glad that she did it. She spoke up, but she didn't go through what I went through when I was young. I have already spoken up about my situation. And it's really sad when people that didn't experience it, they have to speak up. But where's the rest of the people? There's plenty of people on this app, on this platform, that went through what I went through, but they're not saying anything. They're not talking. They're not speaking up. All of a sudden, they got amnesia. All of a sudden, they can't open up their fucking mouth. All of a sudden, their tongue don't work. All of a sudden, something is wrong with their voice box. There's a lot of people that live with a private shame, and they feel ashamed of the abuse that they had to go through. Shout out to the chat. Hey, Grizz. What's up? Good morning. Yeah, good to see you. Shout out to, I'm subscribed to your channel. I'm subscribed to your channel. I think your channel is real dope. It's real good. I like it. I like the music. I appreciate your channel. Shout out to you. And speaking of channels, I went to another channel the other night. Now, I forget the name of the channel, but the channel that I'm thinking of, they're also a very good channel. I guess once I get my thoughts together, then I'll be able to tell you all about these different channels that I've been going to. Because I don't just stay in this one sector. Because I see what happens to people when they stay in this one sector. And it's kind of fucked up that this sector is so fucked up like the way it is. We got people like Kwame Brown and Kev Lowe and TJ and other mugs coming for a woman on the YouTubes a woman that's a farmer, a woman that's a veteran, a woman that's a mother, a woman that is involved with her community. She tries to help the community by being involved, by staying involved. And that's what I noticed about Sister T. Sister T too. Sister T goes out every month, maybe twice a month. And she does a lot of community service for the homeless population in her area. Sister T has been feeding the homeless for years. Sister T has been bringing gifts and other things that the homeless population in that area might be needing. She brings it to them. Sister T is active in her community. She's helping the community. Shout out to the chat. And I'm so glad that Sister T did the video that she did yesterday. I knew she been wanting it. She been saying it. What she said yesterday, she been saying it. But I'm glad that she mentioned the fact that there is a population of children being snatched from their homes, from their biological families, being placed in foster care and being done dirty. It's a greasy situation. Dealing with the foster care system, dealing with the state, dealing with the fucking government. We already got enough problems with the bullshit and the shenanigans that they be putting us through. Because a lot of people don't know when they go to the hospital and give birth to their children and then they sign the papers to register the birth, you're actually signing over the care of your children to the state, even though you're taking care of them. They don't belong to you, they belong to the state. And if you're African American, or should I say Black American, a lot of us are running around and we're not getting what we need from the government. We're not getting what's really owed to us because all the paperwork has been signed on some bullshit. I've heard it said before in the past. I think when I was in high school, when I first started hearing about these birth certificates and X, Y, and Z, and how to request your grandparents' birth certificate to find out whether or not they have been reclassified from being Native American to being called Black. Shout out to the chat. Because I explained to people before that my grandmother's mother is Native American. And I wanted to know how I could get a hold of my grandmother's birth certificate. And because of the adoptions that me and my brother went through, I may not be able to request it, but I should be able to, just to find out certain things that I don't fucking know. That's the only way I'm going to find out certain things, is to request my grandparents' birth certificates. And all of them are dead. I don't want their death certificate. I want their birth certificates. I want to see if they have been on any census during the 30s, because my grandmother was born in 1928. When was my grandmother's mother born? 1897. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. I can trace back, right now, I can trace back my family bloodline lineage over 200 years? 200 years. But black people have been on the planet for billions of years. But I'm only concerned about tracing and getting what's owed to me. Because who wants to pay rent forever and who wants to be in debt forever when we really don't have to be, especially if we're really Native American. They got it on my birth certificate, black. But let me see my father's birth certificate. Let me see my grandmother's birth certificate. Let me see her mother's birth certificate. I want what is owed to me from the fucking government. I want it all. Land, money, whatever. Shout out to the chat. It would be less of a burden for me. MSV, what's up? I'm in your clouds already. Okay. Shout out to you. All right, Mrs. V, you in the clouds? But you in the chat too. Miss V, you understand what I'm saying? I didn't think it was important. People kept saying something about the birth certificates years ago, but I didn't really catch on. Matter of fact, I probably didn't really give a fuck back then because I was so busy involved in my own life. Now it's getting down to the point where you got to know the truth about certain things. And I don't know if I'm going to have to apply for certain things through vital records because my grandmother was born in 1928. So she was born after 1900. So that means I might have a hard time getting her birth certificate. I can get it through vital records, but then I would have to prove that I am her grandchild. And because of the adoptions, I may not be qualified to get it. You see what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Or I would have to go to vital records and apply to receive my original birth certificate, not the birth certificate they gave me after the adoptions, the original birth certificate. I want to see the original. Shout out to the chat. The original. So I might be knocking on a door that I don't need to knock on. But in the same time, our brother is being distracted. He was never distracted before. He was never distracted before. And this is why, and I don't mean no harm, this is why people should not worship celebrities. Yeah, he really think he's doing something. All the man is doing is using him. That's all the man is doing. That's all. I believe my brother is having financial difficulties, but he doesn't say anything to anyone. He, unlike some men on this app, are very proud. He got some pride about him, which I don't see too many people on this app got any real pride about themselves. We got Mafia Anthony right now. He's live, and Anthony's over there talking about absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't know why people get monetized, and you get monetized to do what? To be a fucking clown and to laugh all fucking night and then fall asleep on your own fucking link? These niggas are stupid as fuck. You know, I hate stupid people. I do. I hate ignorant, stupid people. I don't care if you're a nigger, and I don't care if you're a cracker. If you're stupid, I don't like you. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. But yeah, I'm glad that Sister T said what she said in her video. I wish I could play it on my channel, but YouTube is so funny. They so funny style. You know what I mean? But shout out to Sister T for going live yesterday. And shout out to her for talking about what really be going on in these fucking foster homes and these group homes and some of these adoption houses. I call them adoption houses, not adoption families. Because there's no such thing as a fucking family when you take a child that's not your blood relative and you put them in your house and you're not really fucking taking care of them. You only getting the fucking money. If they stop paying those sons of bitches and those whores every month, any kind of check coming from the government or from the county or coming from the state, I bet you a lot of people would not even think about being foster parents. If they don't get paid, they don't want the kids. Shout out to the chat. And they got this situation fixed where in certain states, if you adopt children, the state pays you monthly for having those children in your custody. Oh, yes. Even though you put your name on those children, the children don't belong to you. The children belong to the state. Whether you're a foster care child or whether you're growing up with your own parents. You know what? And to tell the truth, I don't know how many children are actually listening to this channel. I hope there's a lot listening to this channel. Go ahead and lie and tell YouTube you're 18 years old and you would like to listen to certain content. Because I'm here to tell you. I'm here to say it. Shout out to the chat. That foster care children are mistreated every fucking day. Nobody knows what's going on behind closed doors until these people become grown. And a whole lot more people need to speak up. A whole lot more people need to speak up. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. And that's a fucking reality. People always want to talk some bullshit on this fucking app. Nothing with any fucking substance. And all these people that come on here in this sector that are monetized, all they do is talk about what? Is a lot of empty gossip. They don't do content. Empty gossip is not content. Stealing other people's videos is not content creating. Coming on here begging for money is not content. And if you're a monetized channel, I don't think you should be asking for cash apps anyway. If you're a monetized channel, I don't think you should be getting cash apps anyway. You're already being paid. And you have to pay. You have to file when you become monetized. A lot of you, I know you got your tax forms. You're gonna have to fill them out. You're gonna have to report your income that you're getting from YouTube's. And some of you gonna have to report your income that you're getting from Cash App donations. Oh yeah, motherfuckers. Pay up. Do your taxes. I bet it's a whole lot of y'all that's monetized gonna be moving real slow when you file your taxes this year. You're going to be moving real slow, aren't you? What's up, Draco? Good morning. Let me do my usual greeting. You know what I mean? Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Let's see. Let me go to all messages, because I don't know why this thing don't do it just automatically. So shout out to Mrs. V. Shout out to Grizzy. Shout out to Draco. Yeah. Shout out to y'all. Good morning to y'all. Habari za hasaburi. Karibu. Ni umbani kewangu. Twendi zetu. Kuja na mimi kula chakula. Miji baridi kuvuta kiti. Kachini. Kumpumzika. Unakaribishwa jifurahishe. Yo, shout out to the chat, shout out to the chat. I just said to you, welcome, good morning in Swahili. I gave you my usual greeting as what I do in Swahili. Yes, that's what I said. Oh, Draco, no, you didn't greet me. You said Nini Kuzimu. Nini Kuzimu means what the hell, Draco? Habari za hasaburi means good morning, or habari yaku, or habari gani, hello. How are you? You wrote Nini Kuzimu. Nini Kuzimu means what the hell. It's the same thing as saying carajo or que diablo. That's what it means, Draco. Good try, though. Hey, Draco, you remember when you used to be a moderator on one of Sid's channels and it was your job to fly the people out of the chat? You remember that time? I got so mad with the death coach that Sis had me on mute for a little bit, right? So I was in the back chat writing the words Nini Kuzimu Kila Wakati. Yeah. And you was like, Sis, I don't know what she's back there writing spells because I can't understand a thing she wrote. Ooh, Lord. Draco, you know Swahili? Draco, and stop it now. Stop it, Okay, since you know so much, what is the words unakaribishwa mean? Unakaribishwa. Say it with me, Draco. Unakaribishwa. Unakaribishwa. What does it mean? Because I say it all the time, Draco, since you know it so well. No, you don't know? Unakaribishwa means you are welcome. Like when you do a favor for somebody, they say, oh, asante sana. Asante sana means thank you very much. But unakaribishwa means you're welcome. So like, let's say that you was to do something for me, right? And I say to you, oh, Draco, asante sana. And then you would say, unakaribishwa, Arabia. Shout out to the chat. Hold on, Draco. Let me read what you're saying. I can't read this. Ah. Okay, Draco. But I appreciate you coming in, Draco. You're such a treat. It's such a pleasure to see you again. Shout out to you. Draco, we don't have some wonderful times on this app, huh? Cause I think yeah. That's how I met you. I met you through Susan. So we've been knowing each other for how long? How long, Draco? Would you say it's 3 years? Cause I remember I asked her to change one time when she came over here. She said she been knowing me for 3 years. Lonnie played a video the other day and she said, "Ooh, Arabia, this video was 3 years ago and you're here today." So she been knowing me 3 years. Well, as far as back as I can remember. I'm thinking I know you guys a little bit longer than that. I thought I knew y'all a little bit longer than that. Because 2021, Tommy Sotomayor ended up, all his channels ended up going away. And then not too long after that, here comes KB. He took over the whole sector. I don't know how he did that. But anyway. Woodwork proper outer. Shout out to you, baby. Yeah, Mrs. V. I've been knowing Draco for a long time. I remember when he was a moderator. I think he still is a moderator for Sis. But Draco's main job was to fly people out of the chat. Especially if Sis looked at the chat and he saw somebody in there that was causing problems. And he'd be like, "Yo, I ain't gotta handle you, Draco." And then they'll show the airplane and they'll say, "Draco, if you need someone to be flown out of the chat, call Draco Airlines." Thank you for flying with us. Draco, shout out to Draco. Yeah, Draco been with me a long time, Mrs. V. A long time. Draco been with me a long time. Uncle L, Perspectives, Miss Eve, I Keep the Change, Lonnie, Tamika. Let's see who else be coming over here and been with me a long time. It's a whole lot of people. Lovelace been with me a long time. Yeah. You'd be amazed, Mrs. V. I mean, I think I asked Keep the Change maybe a couple of weeks ago how long me and her been knowing each other on this app, and she said 3 years. So I'm like, damn, that's a long time. Yeah, because I have a moderator. She don't really come in the chat too much because she's very busy, sometimes. But her name is Khadijah, and Khadijah been knowing me forever. Forever. Khadijah was with me when I first started going live. You know what? Khadijah been on me a long time. Longer than 3 years. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. And she's a moderator over here. She's a moderator for my bigger channel when I had over 600 subscribers. Yeah, man. We gonna have some times on this app. But I'm so glad and thankful that Sister T did the video that she did today. Shout out to Sister T. Shout out to Sister T. Shout out to Sister T. Yo, that's my nigga if she don't get no bigger. And I don't mean no harm. It seems like her content is more real than a whole lot of other people's content on this platform. I goes over there to Sister T. When Sister T is live, I sincerely do go over there. I'm not over there all the time, like the way I want to be, but I'm over there. And I always support Sister T. Shout out to her. I remember when she used to support my bigger channel, a lot of people got mad with her. And a lot of people got mad with me. Yeah. You'd be very surprised, Mrs. V, of the hate I was getting because Sister T at that particular time was, she was hitting my links and everything. Yeah. She was coming into the chat, sitting. People couldn't stand it. They hated it. When I first met Sister T, I didn't get along with Sister T because she was down with We the People. And as time progressed, Sister T left We the People. And around that time, that's how I met Sister T, because me and another YouTuber got into it on Brown Skin Ladies platform, where I spoke certain words maybe I should never have spoke, but I did. Brown Skin Lady dropped me. I left. I don't know where I went that day on the YouTubes, but I do remember coming back to Brown Skin Ladies chat later on, because I never did get mad with Brown Skin Lady. I was like, yeah, she got a right to do it. I ain't gonna get mad. And Sister T had did a video addressing what happened between me and the other YouTube creator. And then later on, that's when I started going over there to Sister T's. And I've been with Sister T on and off for a while now. I'm not as consistent as I would like to be, but I do go over there. I do go over there because she was one of the very few that had the heart to address me the way she did. So that's why I support Sister T. That's why I goes over there. Because she ain't afraid to open up her mouth. If she thinks something is wrong, she speaks on it. Shout out to Sister T. That's why I fucks with her. I would take her over a whole lot of other people. For real, for real. I would. Because she going to tell her like the way it is. She going to give her opinion. You may not agree with it, but she going to be her. She ain't going to change. And I like Sister T. She's a very nice lady. She's a very nice lady. Sister T is something serious. Yeah. Really is. What happened? Okay, Mrs. V, thank you for doing that. Yeah, I just had to come in and see what happened. Yeah. All right, Mrs. V, good job. Good job catching that. Yeah, because we'll get a lot of trolls in the chat. We do get a lot of trolls over here. They don't come as much and they don't come as often. But yeah, bunch of haters. Yeah, time to read early in the morning. All right. But thanks a lot, Mrs. V. You took care of that. You did that real well. Shout out to you. Yeah, today is Tonteria Tuesday, and all the trolls are gonna come out. I used to fight the trolls before. I used to fight the trolls before on my bigger channel, but I had a moderator. Well, it was Donna that was moderating for me at that time, and DL and Khadijah. Yo, Khadijah was Khadijah was forever on my link. But if she saw the trolls, she sniped them. She sniped them. Don't worry, Mrs. V. I took care of that person. That person is blocked from the chat. They'll probably create a new account and come back through. I don't give a fuck. I get all kinds of hate. You know why? Because I support other YouTube creators in other sectors that people may not agree with. I agree with certain YouTube creators, and certain people are haters. They love to hate. Good job, Mrs. V. Yeah, man. Miss V, when you go live today, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be in your chat. Because like I said, when I went to that job on Friday, I don't know if she's gonna send me to the same job. But when I went to that job on Friday, they had made an announcement to us that we couldn't use our phones while we was on the job. Like if we was seen on our phone, they would ask us to leave. They would sign our paperwork and ask us to leave the premises. And I don't think anybody want to miss their money. So nobody took out their phones. They only did it around lunchtime. And then you're so busy eating your chicken or your sandwiches or drinking your soda and water, you're not really looking at the phone anyway. You know what I mean? I do, but a lot of people don't. And one of the reasons I like to have my phone when I go to certain jobs is so I can record and so that I can go live if I have the time to go live. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, but if I'm not there in person, I will catch the replay. That's why we have the replays. But shout out to you, Ms. V. You've been doing very good on your channel. Wrath, he's been doing good. Thus far, everyone's been doing good. Like if they have a channel and they come in here and I go to their channels, they're doing pretty good. most of the people I associate with got good channels. It's just some channels that I can't get down with. And I sometimes I'll be trolling people, but I can't be no troll because everybody know what I look like. Yeah, shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. Yeah. So yeah, Mrs. V, I just took care of that person. They got 24 hours. I learned that from Sister T. Yeah, I learned how to do that from Sister T. Trolls will come into her chat. She be like, yo, hide from channel. Yo, she be clicking that shit. She like, okay, this one comes in. They start disrespecting her. She be like, yo, I'm going to give you 24 hours. Yo. Shout out to Sister T. Yeah, man. So yeah, even though you put that person on timeout, I gave them 24 hours to think about it. They're actually blocked from the channel, but I just went on ahead and did the 24 hours anyway. Yeah. So I know they're gonna be back because these type of people. I'm gonna tell you, these ignorant type of people actually will make another profile and come back in here. Remember what we had to do to MC Nemesis. There was one time I was over there and Vince, the sniper chat, and Jabba the Hutt came over there. You know, she just came in on disrespect total. And the other moderator saw her, Demetric Jones. Shout out to Demetric Jones and shout out to Tamika McCullough. They saw her. They kicked her out of the chat. Hello, I'm the original. Nobody's worried about you. A good morning to you anyway. Yeah, man. So these YouTube streets is really wild sometimes. Yeah, Mrs. V, I was just reading the chat for a minute. Hold on. All these people, all these weird ass names keep coming up in here. You know what? I ain't got time. I'm gonna put this person. I'm gonna remove them from my thing. If they don't look right, I'm just removing them. I'm sniping them. If they come in here with some bull job. I don't care if they saying hello. When they start saying stuff like, what do you want and this and that, yo, I just will go ahead and remove them. I ain't even playing with them. Yeah, I know that's right, Mrs. V. Folks are definitely something else. But yeah, we have went through a lot on this app over the last couple of years. I don't know how long. Well, I think you've been here a while too. You've been here a while. Rap been here a while. Just Jay been here a while. It's a lot of y'all that been here a while, but I don't think y'all really know how this sector really is. This sector is really dirty. Even Sister T is not in this sector no more. She got her own sector. Yeah. I'm glad she did what she did. Yeah. Shout out to her. All right, everyone. I guess we've been up here long enough. I want to thank everyone for coming in. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. I want to thank everyone for coming in. I want to thank you, Mrs. V. Good morning to you for coming in and moderating for me this morning. Thank you very much. I want to thank Draco for coming in. I want to thank everyone that came in this morning. Thank you for your visit. I appreciate your support of this channel. And I hope everyone has an awesome day. All right, Mrs. V. I'll catch you later. Draco, thank you for coming in. And everyone else that came this morning, thank you. Peace. One.